Today's question is what we perceive reality, or is it a construct of our imaginations? Oh. I mean, my first answer, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what an objective reality is, or what that could even look like. No idea. The concept of perception has boggled my mind since I was a little kid. I used to do these weird little imagination, like thought experiments, thinking about what if somebody else that I see is viewing the world completely differently? Like, what if they see the entire world as just blobs of goo? Like, people are blobs of goo and they are a blob of goo, and maybe the entire world is like purple and pink, whatever. I was about to say purple and violet, but those colors are very similar. Are they the same thing? I'm colorblind, so I don't know. But my point is, like, what if that person perceived everything completely differently, but effectively could operate in this world exactly the same way? Like, I would never have any slight concept of what was going on inside their mind, or in their perception, in their awareness. But looking at them, it feels like you do. It feels like everybody should see the world exactly the way that I see it. And so now just remove that whole like blob of goo analogy from when I was a little kid, but realistic ways that we could view that. If somebody suffers from paranoia, they're going to look around and see the world as full of extreme danger. And when they look at me, they're probably going to have some sense that I see that danger that's here as well. And they're going to use that to judge my actions. I sometimes, I don't know, like if I'm in a bad mood, I look at somebody who's like enjoying themselves and I'm like, okay, but you know that the world sucks, right? Like, you know this is a terrible day. You know that there's no actual reason to be happy. Like, so why are you acting like that? And then I start to convince myself that they must just be acting that way, like they are happy, but they couldn't possibly actually be happy because I'm not happy. And I feel like I fall into that trap less than I used to, but I'm probably still doing it constantly in all kinds of unconscious ways. Like, by definition, you're unaware of the ways that you're unaware. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can talk about reality being a simulation or whatever. Like, personally, I do, but I'll just say, like, for this question, I don't exactly care if reality actually exists or not. I think it was a quote in The Grand Design by Stephen Hawking that, like, we have no proof that reality is actually real, but we just have no choice but to act as though it is. But all that I will ever have is my own awareness of things. And my perception and awareness, I mean, maybe I'll disagree with this later on, but I feel like it's very, very limited, and it will probably always be very limited. I mean, it will be limited by the fact that I can never inhabit somebody else's consciousness. I will never, ever be able to do that with even one person. One single person. And there are 7 billion people on this planet just now. I will never be able to see life through anybody else's eyes. I'll never be able to see life through the eyes of anybody who came before me or after me. I'll never be able to see life through the eyes of something that's non-human. We can call objects inanimate, but that's honestly just a guess. How do I know that a tree isn't actually thinking? You can bring up all the science and stuff that you want to. Science doesn't know everything. Science doesn't even know all the science that could be found out. There's just so much that I will never, ever, ever, ever know. because there are infinite experiences happening right now. And those infinite experiences just ended, and a new infinite set of experiences just came up as I was talking. So back to the question. We're never going to be able to perceive an objective reality. I don't think any individual human can. I hear talks of spiritual leaders and gurus and stuff claiming that they have found the ultimate truth and everything, but I feel like even they will still have a limited perspective because they are confined to just the one body, this one little section of the universe that they have been, confined to. I don't like repeating the same word in that sentence, but you know what I mean? By virtue of us just being one person, there's no way that we can know that the reality around us is actually the way that it is. That being said, I think that there's always more that you can learn about the objective reality. I think that you can always expand your awareness, and I think that you should. But it's scary, it's harrowing, it's freaky, it's ooga booga. Yeah, freaks me out. It's a big, it brushes the dust off the cogs in a certain part of your brain and just sends them whirring at 1,000,000 rotations a second. I was going to say miles, but then I thought of the actual smarticle way to say that. And yeah, I heard the word smarticle from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.